Getting diagnosed with Crohn's disease isn't your fault, but it is your fault that you aren't better yet. My name's Mike, the Heal Your Gut Guy. I recovered from Crohn's and colitis, and I've helped many other people get better from IBS, Crohn's, colitis, leaky gut, you name it, by getting to the root cause. And all these people, they watched my free webinar. It's absolutely free, just on my bio link. Now, a lot of people that I see, like they at first they don't think it's their fault that they can't get better because their GI doctor tells them that it's incurable and there's nothing you can do. So they just kind of accept their fate and just suffer. I can't really relate to that because I didn't believe a damn thing my GI doctor said when I went into that office and the drug's name was stamped like literally everywhere. It was stamped everywhere. I'm sure it was on the guy's underwear too. And he handed me this pen to sign some papers. It was insane. Insane. And what's the root cause, buddy? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, I'm done talking to you then. And I went to I lived in the D.C. area. I went to all Washington, D.C. I went to John Hopkins. They all said the same thing. Oh, I don't know. I'm too lazy to look for the root cause. They knew nothing, and they weren't even curious to figure it out. Why would you listen to somebody that dumb, who's too dumb to figure it out? Why would you even let that belief into your head? You're already accepting defeat. Call me ambitious, call me crazy. But that day I told myself I would figure this out or die trying. And guess what? I figured it out. And it actually wasn't me who figured it out. It was a German doctor named Dr. Hammer. And, he essentially discovered that it was caused by a stressful situation that put your gut into overdrive. And guess what? They already knew this. GI doctors already knew this. They're just blind to it. Dr. Crohn's, the guy who first discovered Crohn's disease, put Crohn's disease on the map, he said every time somebody shows up in the ER, it's always after a stressful event. And a lot of the times they won't fess up to it. So, look, I can go over the nerdy details, but watch my webinar because I have slides, I have it all organized and scripted. My webinar is better than pretty much all of the paid courses out there on how to heal your gut because most of them are focusing on diets. And guys, I tried diets for years. Like this, I can't even have this conversation right now. I'm sure they have already clicked off by now, the people who think, oh, it's genetic and it's incurable. Why would you inherit a gene that makes you less likely to survive? It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. A lot of people, like when people enter the holistic community, they think it's their fault because they've ate bad foods. Well, I thought that for a long time, but why didn't my family members? They ate the exact same thing that I did, and they didn't have gut issues. Why do the competitive eaters? They eat like 50 hot dogs in one sitting, and they eat gluten, and they eat dairy. Why don't they have digestive issues? Oh, it's because I'm not healthy enough. That's why I have Crohn's disease. I didn't do enough squats. I didn't do enough push-ups. Wait a second. Why are there professional athletes that just randomly get Crohn's disease halfway through their career? There's no way I could be more healthy than them. And now the first objection that I get when I tell them that it's stress, they're like, well, my friends are stressed out all the time, but they don't have Crohn's disease or they don't have colitis. And that is correct. Notice the very subtle difference in the statement. Not all stress causes Crohn's disease or colitis or whatever gut issue we're talking about here. X gut condition. It's caused by a conflict shock. A stressful event that catches you off guard and it puts an organ into overdrive. Not all stress, not all very stressful things will put an organ into overdrive. We work backwards from the symptoms. Dr. Hammer made this new way of thinking about medicine. He called it German New Medicine. And It starts with a conflict shock. Not all stress puts an organ into overdrive, but if someone starts getting symptoms randomly, okay, then something hit them that put an organ into overdrive, and we work from it that way. That's how we figured this out. I explain this in much more detail. I have case studies, multiple examples, how I did it, how some other people did it, inside my webinar. It's absolutely free. So go click on my bio link and sign up for that. But it's your fault that you aren't better yet. And I say that from a caring perspective. It's your fault. And it's definitely your fault if you don't go sign up for this webinar, because it has all the answers. It is literally your fault you aren't better if you don't sign up for this webinar and you're still complaining about your symptoms. I'm literally giving you all the answers for free. All you have to do is just not watch your cat videos or play World of Warcraft for 30 minutes to an hour, and I will spoon feed you all the answers to get better for free. If you don't sign up for this webinar right now, it is your fault you aren't better.